going on, everybody? Welcome back. This is MP with MP Talk Sports, and I'm back with my nephew, KR.
Hello.
We will be recapping the NFL Week 12 New England Patriots versus the Miami Dolphins game. And this was a painful game for me to watch, not only because it was a terrible loss for us. The final score was 15-34 Miami.
Ha.
And it wasn't only painful because of the loss, but because I heard his mouth the entire time. Not funny, but let's get into it. So these were KR's picks.
I had Tua for over 200 passing yards. I got that correct. I got Drake May over 150 passing yards. I got that correct. I did not get Ramondre Stevenson over 60 rushing yards, but I did get Smith over 85 receiving yards.
Yep. So Tua went 29 for 40, 317 yards and 4 touchdowns. May went 22 for 37, 222 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Stevenson had 8 carries for 13 rush yards. And Smith had 11 targets, 9 receptions for 87 yards and 1 touchdown.
That was a close one there.
Yeah, that was. You just got that one.
Yes, I just barely got it.
Yeah. So you got the passing yards with flying colors, and you were right with Drake May having less yards than Tua.
Yes.
Tua had 95 more yards than Drake May.
Yup.
And Jonnu Smith was already up there in yards in the first quarter. Remember, we were watching, we were already checking in the first quarter, and he had like 50 yards in the first quarter. Remember?
Yeah, because the Patriots' defense is horrible.
Yes, it is. And he got Miami's first touchdown.
The only person who's good on there is Kyle Duggar.
I like Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah, he's good too.
He's a good corner.
But Kyle Duggar's still better. I went to the New Year's game 2 years ago.
Yes.
That pick six was devastating.
Yes. I know. I remember that. Haha.
We still beat you guys this Sunday though.
Anyway. The only one you didn't get was Stevenson, and I'm surprised. 8 carries for 13 yards. That's less than 2 yards per carry.
He had 13 yards in the first quarter with only like 3 carries. How do you get like no yards with 5 carries? Yeah. He had 2 for 13 yards, 2 carries.
Well, I mean, Miami ranks 10th against the run, so I guess it makes sense. But he had 89 yards in week 5. So I was actually quite surprised that he didn't get at least close to that number this week. But neither team had many yards on the ground. Miami had 65 rush yards, and New England had 86 rush yards. But Tua was slinging it everywhere, so they didn't even need to go on the ground.
If you hear there's like a fan on the computer, so if you hear the noise, that's just the fan.
Alright, so my picks in this game was New England +7 and over 46.5 points. So I got the 46.5 points. The total combined score was 49. And for a minute there, I remember saying, I don't know if you heard me, I was like, Miami's going to get the over all by themselves with the rate that it was going. It was 24-0 Miami going into halftime. And now, I'm not going to say this would have given the Patriots the win, but we had 13 penalties that resulted in 75 yards, and almost all of them were offensive.
That would have done nothing.
Well, had we not had those penalties, you don't think we would have gotten in the +7 range?
Barely.
Why?
Because all Drake May does is give it to Hunter Henry and Douglas. So they put Ramsey on Douglas. And they had Holland sitting near the middle, almost on the middle linebackers, because Hunter Henry goes short all the time.
Right, but you don't think we lost 75 yards in that game. So you don't think that maybe it would have, all right, maybe the score would have been a little bit higher at least. Do you think it would have been for New England? Maybe they don't get into the +7 range. But you think it's going to be, it's higher at least?
What, only 2 field goals?
Okay. You're
What?
so mean.
3 of them went wide right because the Maryland kicker.
Okay. Some of the concerns we had for Miami in this game was Tyreek Hill and Jalen Ramsey. And this became a Jalen Waddle game. He had 8 receptions for 144 yards and 1 touchdown. So he outshined Tyreek. Tyreek had 5 receptions for 48 yards. And Christian Gonzalez was on both of them in this game. When Tyreek was covered by Gonzalez, he had 1 target, 1 catch for 10 yards. And Waddle covered by Gonzalez, he also had 1 target, 1 catch for 14 yards. So obviously, Gonzalez can't be on both of these guys at the same time. The Patriots don't have a strong second corner, but Tyreek got held, and I don't know. I don't think it had anything to do with his wrists necessarily. I think it was just good coverage. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other man we were concerned about was Jalen Ramsey. He was dealing with that knee issue, but he had 4 tackles, 1 quarterback sack, and a forced interception when he put pressure on Drake May. And Drake May had to throw it away. He broke up a pass to Polk. Huh?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. I mean, was Jalen Ramsey hurting? Probably. But he definitely made his presence known in this game, for sure. But like you said in our last video, KR, Miami's defense is just too good.
Yeah. Could you see if they could see me? Cause I grabbed my RC car. So I grabbed my RC car.
All right. ADD. All right. So this was the sequence of New England's possessions. Ready? A punt, a missed field goal. Then they had 4 straight punts, a fumble recovered by Miami, a touchdown, turnover on downs, interception, turnover on downs, and then the end of the game. So, but again, KR, without those penalties, would that have looked different? All those punts, the 4 straight punts, could have been field goals had they not gotten all those penalties on them.
Those 75 yards would have went to Ramondre Stevenson, and he would have got nothing. And Douglas for only almost half of it, because they only give it to Douglas when Ramondre Stevenson's doing bad. And they barely got into field goal range. They only got if it was a turnover on downs.
They gave it to Austin Hooper a few times, Hunter Henry.
Well, because he only gives it to Hunter Henry, and they barely put Austin Hooper in. He used to be, one of the best tight ends in the league when he was on Cleveland and when they were actually good with Baker Mayfield. Well, they're getting better now with Winston.
Yeah.
Watson was the problem. Because
there's a lot of problems everywhere in the NFL.
Well, because Hunter Henry was actually good until he went to the Patriots. Or when he was on the team after Cleveland.
I just think the Patriots,
Hooper was a legend.
They lack a lot of things in the management / coaching.
Well, they lack on the draft.
They lack in a lot of areas, and they were able to lack that bad when Tom Brady was there because Tom Brady was there.
What, Drake May 3rd overall? He could have took someone else.
Drake May's been doing. He's been doing all right.
I know, but
who was gone before him? It was
Jaden Daniels. That's one of the best rookies. Jaden Daniels
it was Caleb. Yeah, it was Caleb Williams.
Jaden Daniels.
And Jaden Daniels.
See, what they could have done.
When did Bo Nix get?
10th, and Bo Nix is doing better. They could have. Yeah, they could have. This is what they could have done. They could have got Marvin Harrison in the 3rd. Tried to trade for the 4th from the Cardinals, and then trade them for 2 late round picks to get that pick and get Drake May. Boom, they would have not had a 3-9 record. Is that the record? 3-9?
I don't even know. It's so bad. We would have ruined. What they're doing, what Chicago's doing to Caleb Williams is what we would have done to Bo Nix. For sure.
Give him horrible receivers?
It'd just be a horrible organization for him. Because look at Jaden Daniels is thriving.
Well, he's with one of the worst organizations.
Washington? They're doing all right with him, though.
When was the last time they've been good without Sam Howell?
They're being good with Jaden Daniels.
The last time they were good was when Brady was there. Like, when he was on the Buccaneers. That was the only time they were relevant.
Okay. So, we did think that both this game was going to be a little bit closer. KR, you had the prediction of a 7-14 win margin for Miami, and it was 19. But I thought both teams were going to score multiple touchdowns, and they did not, clearly. I mean, Christian Gonzalez did get that fumble recovery, scored that touchdown, and we got that 2-point conversion. But if that doesn't happen, the score stays at 7. And that's just awful. That was just an awful. I wanted to stop watching it, honestly. But KR won our family battle. His Miami Dolphins beat my New England Patriots 15-34. Tua has now moved to 7-0 against New England.
Wait, because I was thought when they lost to the Patriots, that's when Bridgewater was in though.
Yeah.
That's when horrible.
Yeah, Tua's never lost to the Patriots.
Washed Bridgewater.
So, like you say, Tua owns us.
Ha. Ha.
So.
But Josh Allen owns us. So. Josh Allen
owns you?
Yes. Credits to Josh Allen.
So, thank you for being here again, KR. I had fun doing this with you. Maybe we can do future videos together on different games, because he is very informative, and this was fun. It's a lot more exciting to do it with him than to do it by myself. So
you know who should come on the podcast? Benchwarmer Brand.
I know. He's too big for us.
Well, hope they can help us.
Engaged. He's in Maui.
No way.
He's not gonna. He does his podcast today, and he's not doing it because he's on vacation. No, today or yesterday.
Well, when he's back, you guys make it happen, please.
Well, thanks for watching. That's KR, and I'm MP. This is MP Talk Sports.
Bye.